Hey there! If you're dealing with a criminal case, you might have just gotten a document from the prosecutor that's, well, it's full of confusing legal jargon. It's called a release of liability. And today, we're going to break down exactly what that is, and, more importantly, what it means for you.
So let's guess. A letter from the prosecutor's office just showed up, and inside is this document, a release of liability. It looks super official, right? It's packed with legal language, and you're probably just sitting there thinking, what in the world is this? And what am I supposed to do with it?
Well, you've come to the right place. We're from the law firm of Dani V and Sam D. And our goal here is to cut through all that confusion. We're here to explain this document so you know exactly what's on the table.
Okay, before we dive in, let me give you one really important piece of advice. Do not sign anything until you are 100% sure what it means. This is a huge decision, and you absolutely should get some legal advice first. If you have questions about your specific case, you can always call our firm at 256-471-005.
All right, let's get into it. First things first, what exactly is this release?
So to put it simply, a release of liability is a legal deal. Think of it like a contract. It's basically an offer from the prosecutor's office, and they're saying, look, if you promise not to sue the city or the police, we'll promise to drop your criminal charges.
And when you look at it, you'll see language like this. It's designed to be broad, and honestly, pretty intimidating. When you see phrases like forever discharge, they mean business. They want to make sure you know that you're giving up your rights completely and for good. So let's break down what that really means for you.
Okay, let's cut right through all that legal speak. All of those fancy words boil down to one single thing. You are agreeing to give up your right to sue. You can't sue the city, you can't sue the county, you can't sue the police for anything that happened related to your arrest. That's the deal.
So you're probably wondering, okay, why would a prosecutor even offer me this deal, right? What's in it for them? Well, their motivation is actually pretty simple. When you sign this release, you give up your right to file a lawsuit, and that protects the city or the county from having to deal with legal action from you, which can be really expensive and take a lot of time. It's a way for them to wrap up your case, both the criminal side and any potential civil side, all at once.
Now, this is maybe the most important part of this whole thing. When you sign this document, you're permanently giving up some really big rights. So what exactly are you letting go of?
We're talking about the right to sue for some really serious stuff. For example, if you believe you were arrested for no good reason, that's a false arrest claim. If you were hurt during the arrest, that could be an excessive force claim, or any other kind of police misconduct. By signing, you give up your right to sue for any of that. These are major rights to waive.
And here's the thing you absolutely have to understand. This decision is permanent. Once you sign it, that's it. There are no do-overs. You can't change your mind a year from now and decide you want to sue after all. It's a done deal.
It's also really important for you to understand what our role is in all of this. Here at Dani V and Sam D. we are criminal defense attorneys. Our one and only job is to handle your criminal charges. We're here to fight for the best possible outcome in that case. What we don't do is handle civil lawsuits against the city or the police. That's a completely different type of law.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about what you're giving up. So what do you get in return? Let's look at the upside of this deal.
So the big benefit of signing is usually something called a nolle prosequi. Now that's a mouthful, so lawyers often just call it a nolle pros. All it means is that the prosecutor is formally dropping the case. They're abandoning the charges against you.
So there it is. That's the trade-off, plain and simple. You sign the paper, giving up your right to sue, and in return, your criminal charges get dropped. And you know, for a lot of people, that's a fantastic deal. It means you can put this whole thing behind you and move on without a criminal record.
Which brings us to the million-dollar question. Is this a good deal for you? And the honest answer is, it really, truly depends on your specific case.
And that's exactly why you need to talk to someone before you sign. It's absolutely crucial.
You know, every single case is unique. Did something happen during your arrest that just wasn't right? How strong is the prosecutor's case against you anyway? These are the kinds of things you need to talk through with an attorney who can help you weigh all the pros and cons for your situation.
Look, the stakes are just too high to make this decision on your own. If you want to talk about your case in a confidential consultation, please give our firm a call. The number is 256-547-1005.
Signing this release forces you to ask yourself a tough question. What's more valuable for me right now? Getting these criminal charges dropped for good, or keeping my right to seek justice later on? That's a big decision. So please, call us at Dani V and Sam D. Attorneys at Law. Let's figure out what's best for you together.